How y'all doing? Paul Ryan, your host of the Across the Cowboys podcast, here with another day in the content challenge. And guys, not a whole lot of free agency or rumors going on in Cowboys Nation today, but something very interesting that I wanted to share with you guys. For those who might not have seen it, for those of you who may or may not be on Twitter, aka X, but the NFLPA account posted a thread on X, and Tom Downey of Chat Sports broke down the Cowboys' salary cap portion of that, and I wanted to share some of these notes with you guys that I found interesting and, man, really bothersome, especially for a team that is quote unquote going all in, as the owner would like to say. But if you've been a Cowboys fan for some time, you know that that's not the case. But here, just listen to what Tom Downey shared with us, man, and I'd love to hear what y'all think about this. Over the last 3 years, the Cowboys are one of the cheapest teams in the NFL. The Cowboys spent the third fewest amount of cash over the last 3 seasons in the NFL. The Cowboys spent $100 million less than the Philadelphia Eagles. Last I checked, the Eagles made the Super Bowl in 2022. We know what kind of team they had. I know that they took a step back last year. Of course, when you lose your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, you have no linebackers. They had a transition year, and then of course Jalen Smith getting that bigger deal, and just a strange season with the new offensive coordinator and everything. But that doesn't really have anything to do. We just, again, when we saw the year that they went to the Super Bowl, the Eagles really went all in. I mean, they went and got good secondary pieces. They brought in premium players, premium positions, and of course we know that they had those premium draft picks as well. But they showed that they were wanting to compete, that they believed in Jalen, they believed in their quarterback, and they were going to put the team around him to put the pieces in play to make that team successful. And we saw that happen again in 2022 when they made it to the Super Bowl. And man, they were really one call away from winning that game. I mean, I'm no Eagles fans by any means, but we don't have to discuss that pass interference call that resulted in what would turn out to be the game-winning touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs. But I was just bringing all those things up because, again, we saw what the Eagles do. We saw what these good teams do. Unless you have a Patrick Mahomes like the Kansas City Chiefs, you have to go out in free agency and you have to spend money. We see the San Francisco 49ers, we see what they do in free agency in the draft. They find ways to get better. They go out and they'll trade for Christian McCaffrey. They'll go out and they'll trade premium draft picks to acquire difference-making players. And I was impressed with what the Cowboys did last year when they acquired Brandon Cooks, when they acquired Stephon Gilmore, when they brought back Donovan Wilson, they brought back Malik Hooker, addressing the safety position and acquiring, Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks are difference-making players. But now it's time for the Cowboys to go out in free agency and address needs, fill needs, and bring in not bottom-of-the-barrel guys, not tier 3, tier 4 guys, but guys that are going to come in and start day one, difference-making players. We need to see that. And just based on these last 3 years, their spending habits, I mean, they're good about, bringing back their own. We have to expect, we'd like to think at least I'd like to hope that they're going to bring back Dak Prescott. Of course, they're going to re-sign CeeDee Lamb, and they're going to give Micah Parsons a big deal as well. Those are core players. I mean, those are no-brainer type of moves. But will the Cowboys take a risk? We haven't seen this front office do that. Maybe Mike Zimmer could help them change their ways. Maybe Will McClay will have more of a say in what we do this offseason. I don't know, but I wanted to share that information with you guys. If you haven't checked it out, go make sure to follow Tom Downey on Chat Sports. He does I believe like a video every day on YouTube, just keeping you up to date on Maverick stuff, Cowboy stuff, NFL. I don't know if he does how much NBA stuff he does, but I've heard him talk a little bit about Mavericks from time to time. I believe he does primarily Cowboy stuff. But yeah, and also, I mean, check out that NFLPA thread for yourself and see, maybe if you're not a Cowboys fan, but see where your team lies. I mean, again, if you're a Cowboys fan, I thought you'd be interested in that information. I know it got my attention, and I wanted to share it with you guys. As always, make sure to subscribe to the podcast for information like this. We like to entertain and most importantly inform. Now hearing, reading about this, the Cowboy salary cap, that just makes me that much more excited about the episode we're going to have on Monday night with our salary cap guy. I hope you guys will join me for that. Again, make sure to subscribe and follow my guy CD Piglet, the greatest co-host in the world, on Twitter at CD Piglet. The conductor of the Jake Ferguson Hype Trade, Brendan underscore Smith 26. Make sure to give him a follow. And if you have the time, make sure to follow your guy Paul Ryan, Paul underscore Ryan 15 there on X. I hope you guys have a good night and enjoy your Friday's Eve.